Good day, GE9 students. This is me, Jen, and today I'll be going to discuss one of the factors that affect human behavior. Earlier, nature and nurture are being discussed, so now we're going to talk another factor. But before that, we will going to arrange first the jumbled letters for us to know what word is this, okay? Alright. Very good. That is culture. I know all of you here encountered that term, but do you really know what it really means? Okay, so let's start our lesson for today. Family, peers, and community all impact on our behavior, as well as in our learning and well-being. The way we act and behave are being influenced with our personal characteristics, such as age, sex, personality, temperament, mental, and physical health. Cultural factor can really influence one's behavior. Why? But before that, let us first define what is culture. When we say culture, it is the way of life of a group of people who shared common interest, as well as how they do things on a daily basis. On the other hand, it is a characteristic and knowledge of a particular group of people encompassing language, religion, cuisine, social habits, music, and arts. In addition, there are two terms that is quite tricky for us, and that is tradition and culture. Alright, so I know that some of us here are really confused on what the tradition and culture really means, right? And just to clarify things, when we say tradition, it describes the group's belief and behavior that is passed down from one generation to the other one. And for example, is a family tradition is that the eldest daughter or the eldest son must marry first before the younger ones. And when we say culture, it acts as the underlying thread that connects you to everyone else. So now let us talk the 5 basic characteristics of culture. The first one is culture is learned. We do not inherit culture. We learned it. We learned it from our families, from our peers, and also from the community. And the term enculturation is that when we are learning a specific culture. The second one is culture is shared. Yes, we really share our culture. We also act socially appropriate. And since we met different people, we do, of course, we really share our culture. And at the same time, we acquired theirs. And also culture is based on symbols. When we say symbols, it stands for something else. And it also varies cross-culturally. And the most important symbolic component of culture is language. And the fourth one is culture is integrated, known as holism, or the various parts of culture is being interconnected. And the last one is culture is dynamic. Culture interact and change. Since we exchange culture, it really changes. Otherwise, they will have problems on adapting in changing environment. Alright, at this moment we're going to talk about how culture affects our moral behavior. It influences our behaviors in diverse ways because culture is people's way of life. Actually, there are culture and different practices of a certain group of people that nowadays is not considered as a good thing, but for them it is still a good thing and they still do it over and over again because they believe that that is their culture and that is their way of how they live their life. Alright, I hope you learned something, but before we end this discussion, let's do a short recap. When we say culture, it is people's way of living and it acts as the underlying thread that connects you to everyone else. And actually, there are also 5 basic characteristics of culture, and that is culture is learning, shared, based on symbols, integrated, and dynamic. And lastly, culture really affects our moral behaviors based on the things that we really used to do and believe. Again, this is Jen. Have a great day.